welcome once again to all you lovely listeners. This podcast is about the discussion on the qualities of a good teacher, or what are those attributes, those qualities or characteristics that separate a teacher or a group of teachers from a good teacher. Here are some top 15 points that I have listed down, that I have noted down over these last few years of my observing all the teachers. So I have collated some top 15 which I'm going to discuss with you today. I'm sure there could be a few more that can come up in the list. Probably what I can do is, if I find some more, or if you as a viewer or as a listener, you can help me with the ones that I may have lost out or I may have not jotted down in this list, do drop in your comments and I'll be very happy to read them. And most probably, if I plan to have another podcast, I'll have them added in the next one. So let's start. The number one point, or the number one quality of a good teacher that I have seen is their simplicity. And this simplicity is in terms of having that ability to bring about explaining a very complex subject or a complex content and making it very simple, so that while delivering it to the student, so that the student can digest it as per their understanding level. So number one is simplicity, which is in a simple way making tougher concepts simple. Number two is the knowledge. A good teacher has to have a solid grip on their subject. A good teacher needs to know in depth about the subject he or she is teaching. So in one line, having knowledge is a must for a good teacher. And in short, if I just have to say it in one line, it is that they know their subject well. Number three is passionate. These teachers, they're so passionate about their subject, they're so passionate about the way they teach, they're so passionate about their profession. And it is not something that is external driven, or it is not something that is because somebody else is doing, or there's no competition in their mind. It's a different passion altogether. So number three, very important quality that I see in a good teacher is the passion about the profession, the passion about the subject, and the passion about what they're doing. Number four is accountability. Accountability is in terms of keeping a check on the students' progress, keeping a check on the results that the students are achieving as a result of the delivery of the teacher. So number four, which is very important, is accountability. Number five is patience. Now, a teacher would know what patience actually means, because when you're teaching a subject, not just as a teacher as well, if you're just a presenter or presenting in any place, you will see that the number of questions that students come up with is numerous. It's, at times it's just, if you don't set a limit to the number of questions coming in, it goes on. So a teacher, first of all, needs to have patience. But if you're a very good teacher, you need to just have a little more of that. You just have to have a little more of the patience. And when you're answering your student, it also should reflect that you are answering with patience, and that will show on your face, because your face will have that relaxed your face will have that relaxed look, and there'll be, of course, a smile on your face. So patience is one thing about a good teacher, and also a must for every teacher for that matter. Number six is vision. Vision is when you are teaching, guiding a student, not just a student who has a vision about his future, but the teacher also sees something in the student and probably looks at guiding or setting a vision for the student. because they are in such a case, like for example, if a student teaching under a particular teacher wants to be a doctor, and the teacher feels that probably this is because of some pressure from the parents. So if the teacher feels that the student is good in some other field, then the teacher can probably guide and give him a vision about some other field as well. Number 7 is a teacher is loving, nourishing, always giving. Again, when I say loving, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean, because at times the students may take this loving nature for granted. So a good teacher also needs to know when to be tough, or rather tough when needed. Number 8 is empathy. A good teacher will always understand the students' issues, challenges, difficulties in their lives. Number 9 is communication. When I say communication, I mean a two-way feedback system wherein it's taken for granted that the teacher tells or gives a feedback about the progress or about how the student is doing in his or her subject. However, at the same time, if the student can also a very good teacher will be approachable. A very good teacher will be also open to feedback from the student. When the student says, teacher, you are very strict, or teacher, you need to explain more, or something of that sort, that kind of a feedback, a good quality of a teacher would be the teacher would be open to such feedbacks or such communications. So it's a two-way communication or a two-way feedback system that I'm talking about. Number 10, like I said, a good teacher will be always dependable. He or she will never it's like, okay, I have your back, don't worry, go ahead, that kind of a situation. Number 11 is about respect. Respect is again, respect is always, it can't be demanded, it has to be given. It has to be, for example, a teacher who has worked for so many years, has shown a very loving nature, has produced or given students who have been achievers, it naturally becomes a kind of a respect that you give to the teacher. So this is it's like not a demanding kind of respect, but a respect which is naturally given. Number 12 is relationship. Relationship, I want to talk about two kinds of relationships. Number 1 is a subcategory of this relationship is being friendly. There's always, of course, a relationship between a teacher and a student. More or less, it is of respect. But sometimes what happens is some teachers are really friendly. They like to have a friendly rapport with their students. So here in relationship, I just wanted to explain it in two ways, being a friendly teacher versus being a teacher who's always respected. Number 13 is about growth. Again, when I talk about growth is both ways. It is not just that the student is growing, the student is gaining knowledge, and the student is progressing. To be a good teacher, because the times are changing, technologies are changing, the medium of teaching, everything is changing. So a teacher has to be also, the teacher needs to catch up with what's happening around in the world. So the teacher also needs to grow. The teacher also needs to read about certain other subjects, because everything more or less gets interrelated at some point of time. So growth is again both ways, for the student as well as for the teacher. Number 14 is encouragement. A good teacher will always encourage the goals, dreams, or the vision of the student. So this is a very good quality that I have seen in very few teachers. And number 15 is freedom. A good teacher will always give you the wings to explore your ideas, to explore all the weird experiments that you want to do. So freedom is something that a good teacher will always show. So these were the top 15 that I had noted down. I did have a few more qualities like being humble, a good time management, etc. in my mind. But yeah, if we want to have a long list, we can still have few more. But I thought these are the top 15 that for me it made sense. And so these were the top 15 qualities that I noted for now. Beyond this, I wanted to also explain, and I also wanted to tell or discuss that this relationship between a teacher and a student does not end once you leave school or once you leave college. This bond is like forever, because if you see beyond a school or college, when for example, you're working, when you're employed, you have a manager or a boss who you report to, and that particular person, that boss or that manager, is going to teach you or take you through the next phases in your work journey. So there they become your teachers. We don't call them teachers, but they become our next line of people who are going to guide us. So that is also a kind of a learning. And so, like I said, it does not end with just this relationship of learning or teacher student or a guru and a shishya. That relationship doesn't end there, or that kind of learning does not stop there. So this continues. So when you work, your managers could be your guides. We don't call them teachers, but yeah, they could be your guides. If you're in any competitive field or any other field, like you're an artist or you're a sports person, you do have coaches, mentors who help you, who guide you to reach your goals. So they are also teachers. They're also your the ones who are guiding you in the next level. Even a spiritual guru or a master, for that matter, they are your spiritual guides. They are your spiritual teachers. So a relationship in the spiritual world, in the spiritual field also exists. So there we're still learning. So they are our spiritual teachers. Likewise, I wanted to end this podcast with the greatest teacher in our life is life. Life that teaches us everything. Our life is the perfect teacher that will not leave any stone unturned for us to go past any experience or go past anything that we have not learned as such. So life is our best teacher, and we are still learning, and we are going to learn in the future as well. So this was about the qualities of a good teacher. Do let me know how you like this podcast, and if you want me to improve on any or add on any of the qualities that I probably have missed out in qualities in a good teacher. Till I meet you again, thank you. God bless.